A lot of stuff we're going to touch on today. I hope you guys checked out my broadcast from last night. Go to my Tariq radio channel. Check out last night's broadcast. Very good broadcast last night on my Tariq radio channel. Go and subscribe to the Tariq radio channel, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of good game on there. Hella good game on there, ladies and gentlemen. While I'm talking, family, we only have a few hours. Tomorrow is the last day to get involved. We need everybody to get involved with the new film, American Maroon. We're about 60% towards the goal that we need. We need all of you. We need the family to go to the link above in the Jumbotron. If you can click that Kickstarter link to get us to the goal for the new film, American Maroon, that would be greatly appreciated, Black family. Now, what we're talking about today is the desperate attempts of getting Black people galvanized to support the Democratic Party around this abortion thing. I told people yesterday and all last week, I said, look, they are about to go hard body to try to make this abortion thing, the Roe v. Wade thing, they're going to try to crowbar and twist it into a Black issue. It is not an issue about us, ladies and gentlemen. These people could care less about us. That Roe v. Wade thing is all about white numbers. It's all about increasing white numbers. It has nothing to do with us whatsoever, family. But I told people, the Democrats, this is going to be something they're going to use to try to get us galvanized to support them. They're going to start using scare tactics to get us to support them via this abortion thing. And like clockwork, that's exactly what they've been doing. The white Democratic brass must have sent down some of the talking points from the white think tanks, because we saw a lot of stuff on TV today. They're coming out doing these real clumsy reaches, trying to make abortion a Black issue. Now, let me give y'all some of the twisted logic they're using to try to get us to support abortion. This was on CNN earlier. I want y'all to listen to this clip. Hold on one second.
Well, the Supreme Court ruling striking down Roe v. Wade could impact women of color more severely than anyone else. A Duke University study estimates that a complete abortion ban could increase Black maternal deaths by 33%. Black women are already 3 to 4 times more likely to die giving birth compared to white women. I want to bring in Kanika Harris from the Black...
Okay, so they got somebody from some job organization. Hold on.
Women's Health Imperative.
The Black Women's Health Imperative. This is some white think tank dummy organization that they put a black face in front of. So family, what you just listened to, they're saying that the abortion ban, meaning since women can't get abortions and Black women are more likely to die during childbirth, this abortion ban will make more Black women die. So it's best to get rid of your baby so you won't die in childbirth. Do y'all see the twisted, ignorant ass logic that they're using? They're using all types of reaches and stretches of the imagination to try to galvanize Black people, Black women in particular, around this abortion thing. This is not an issue that really concerns us like that. Again, they don't care about us whatsoever. They're going to use this to try to galvanize us so that we can support the Democratic Party without actually getting any tangibles. All right? The name of the political game is for them to trick Black people, foundational Black Americans in particular, to vote and support them without them giving us anything. It's complete warfare. We got to stop that game. We're not going to play that game whatsoever. Now, there's another clip that's even more disturbing than that, ladies and gentlemen. In this clip, they have a transgender person, somebody who looks like a stunt double for T.S. Giselle, sitting here, and this person is talking about abortion, and this person can't even procreate, which is very interesting. They're getting a lot of these LGBT people to tell us how important abortions are. They can't even procreate, which is an interesting dynamic. But they got this person here talking about how the abortion ban will increase mass incarceration. I want y'all to hear this twisted ass logic here. Hold on one second. Listen to this. Hold on.
The number of young people, Black and brown young people, who are in foster care and group homes, and the way those kids are treated at 18 and 19 is not pro-life. And so for us to remove the autonomy of people who can introspectively say, this is not the right time for me, this is not something I'm prepared for, and all the other reasons someone can make that choice to say, well, children deserve to be here, we'll figure it out later. We've had centuries to figure it out, and we are still seeing young people go from the juvenile system to the adult system. And I'm one of those young people. I happen to get an opportunity to get access to education and support, but there's so many folks like me who are in these facilities and never coming out. And they started in a group home or foster care. So we are really going to see the mass incarceration numbers rise due to this being overturned, and we can't lose that.
Early.
Okay, so now one of their arguments is that the abortion ban is going to create or increase mass incarceration of Black people. They're saying that the ban on abortion is going to increase mass incarceration of Black people because Black people will grow up criminalized. So it's best to just kill them before they grow up to be criminals. That is literally the logic in that statement. That's literally their logic. It's best to just kill the Black people in the fetus before they grow up to be criminals. These people are insane, ladies and gentlemen. These people have lost their damn minds. The Democrats are on something else at this point, man. They are going just full out bat crap insane, man. This is why I don't have a problem with a lot of these policies being overturned. Speaking of policies overturned, in New York, they just overturned one of these Democratic policies where they're going to let non-citizens vote. They just overturned that. Eric Adams signed something that would let non-citizens come in and vote, and they've overturned that, thankfully, which is good. Which is good. You see? Because the Black grassroots, we're not supporting a lot of this insane nonsense that's going on out here. This is why a lot of stuff is getting overturned. See, a lot of people, especially tethers, was sitting up here talking about, yeah, y'all FBA sitting up here, y'all don't like us. We here now. What you gonna do? We're showing you what we're doing. We're not supporting a lot of these policies that the Democrats are promoting, that they need our numbers to galvanize behind. They need us to get out here and push these jive ass incentives. And we're not doing it, and they're getting overturned as they should. You see? We should have been on this wave. And their shaming tactic is to say, well, y'all FBAs, y'all sound like Republicans. That's okay. Because some of these policies that the Democrats are pushing are so anti-FBA, I'll sound like anything if I can shut down some of those anti-FBA policies that they got going on out there. And for them to come out talking about we will be criminalized, we're gonna see mass incarceration because of our innate criminality if they don't kill us in the womb, that's very disrespectful, and that's insane to come out and speak on as some kind of political talking point to galvanize people to support them. This is what they want us to support. They don't want to give us tangibles. They want us to come here and co-sign them killing us and killing our children so that they don't have to mass incarcerate us later. That's insane, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get the family to chime in on some of this stuff. Raise your hand if you want to chime in. We have almost 1,000 people in here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any Biden sexuals in the house? I would like to see if we have Biden sexuals in here. We have hold on, who is these people? We have a bunch of, let's get some more people in here. What's up, Great Black Shark, Afro Elite? Let's get Minks in here. Hold on. Let's get Minks in here. Minks, hop on. Oh, wait, I'm muted. Minks, hop on, dear. Oh, what happened to Minks? Okay, my bad. Oh, wait. Hold on, y'all slowing the game down here. Minks, let me get Minks on. Then I'm gonna get Great Black Shark on, and then I'll get Afro Elite on. But Minks, let's get Minks on first.
Yes, hi Tariq. I've received a lot of racism from the liberals and the left side for having my own opinion on abortion, and also just spreading the knowledge of how Planned Parenthood was an attack on the Black community and how damaging it is to our communities. So yeah, a lot of these people are racist. They hate it when Black people have their own opinions or speak out against the narrative that they want to push.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree, beloved. Great Black Shark, get on, brother.
What's going on with you, Brother Flakes? How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind, sir?
Oh, yeah, I am loving this. See, we are entering an age now where the jig is up. This male on male infighting, I'm enjoying it because we are in a prime position now to empower ourselves as Black people if we mind our own Black business. They always try to run that Jedi mind trick to make our problems theirs. But right now, I want to talk to Black people and any white people that are listening. You keep running to Black people to save you, but let me ask you this. Look at all the times throughout history that you have never kept your word with our people. What reason do we have to support or help you at all? You're on your own this time. White women, you brought this on yourself because I'm going to throw in their faces what they like to throw in our faces all the time. They always like to misquote Dr. Martin Luther King, and injustice tolerated anywhere is an injustice everywhere. Well, now you get to have a dose of that. So we're going to mind our own Black business. We've got 3 types of shuns that we worrying about: inflation, reparation, and deportations. With that said, I'll land my plane.
Much respect to you, man. Real talk. Man, we're letting them know. Notice we're not all galvanized like they want us to be. See, they want us to go out there and hit the streets with them on this abortion and jump in front of the police and get the energy going because they need us to get out here in these streets. See, white people, they get out there for a quick minute. They were out there this weekend and, a couple of baton blows and all of that kind of neutralized that real quick. They're not used to them baton blows on them. They're not used to a couple of douses of that pepper spray. See, they put us out there for that. Yeah, they get some act right real quick. They didn't even beat up on them too much. They got a couple of them and Billy clubbed them for running up on a few police, and they were still being restraintful with them. They were still being restrictive. They didn't beat on them real good, but they got the message. See, they want us to be out there. They like for us to be out there chanting and getting the movement popping. They had a couple of big manatee mammies out there. That was not effective. They don't have enough Black folks out here in the streets supporting this stuff. You see, we're letting everybody hold their own nuts. If we're not going to get nothing, and if we suffer, everybody's going to suffer. We're not going to be the mules to cape for everybody. I love it. That's why, notice how they jumped online trying to use Clarence Thomas as a proxy for us. All of that calling Clarence Thomas the N-word, that's for us, ladies and gentlemen. He's just a proxy. All of that N-word and Clarence Thomas is an Uncle Tom, they've been knowing that. They've been knowing he's an Uncle Tom and a Sambo and all that, and they've said nothing about it. Now all of a sudden they act like they found out overnight that he was an Uncle Tom and a Sambo. No, that's directed at us. Clarence Thomas is just the code word for us, Black folks, because we are not supporting their policies like that, and we're letting their policies get overturned. So they're like, come on, Negroes. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with us is we want our damn tangibles. We'll let all of your little so-called liberal laws get overturned because they don't work for us anyway. So this is why they keep coming up with these clumsy-ass justifications for us to get out here. Well, you're going to be mass incarcerated if you don't kill your babies. No. We'll take our chances on that. Afro Elite, hop on, brother.
Tariq, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I wanted to make a statement because with Joe Biden, I saw a clip recently. It was years ago where Joe Biden made a clear statement that he was very much so against abortion. Joe Biden didn't support abortion with very few exceptions. And now
Jesse
Joe
Jackson
Biden
too, and Jesse Jackson too. Go ahead.
Exactly. And now they're trying to make it seem like, oh my God, abortion is women's rights are gone, and they're trying to take the clock back 50 years or whatever they're saying. So we need to get out there and vote. I believe that the Democrats, just as much as the Republicans, wanted abortion to be overturned because they care about their numbers. We already know Joe Biden was talking about America's going to be minority white, and he sees that as a problem. Joe Biden sees that as a problem. So he wants Roe v. Wade to be overturned. He's secretly happy, and now he's trying to come back and make it seem like, oh, this is a reason to vote for the Democrats so we can get it back. But he's not trying to bring it back. He wants it to be gone, and he allowed this to happen. Joe Biden very much so allowed this to happen, and he's trying to kill two birds with one stone by getting rid of Roe v. Wade and getting black people to vote for him.
Yep, absolutely, man. Real good point, man. You remember, Biden was up here talking about, yeah, we got to do something. The whites are going to be the minority. Remember when he got on that phone call with some of these congressional black talkers? He got on the phone with them and started talking at them. Hey, y'all need to listen up now. Y'all stop all this. Now, y'all better be worried about these Hispanics because the white numbers are dwindling. He's talking to them like they're a bunch of damn pickaninny babies on that Zoom call. He was sounding like Trump. If you want to talk about who sounds like Trump, Biden was sounding like Trump with that replacement theory talk. So, yeah, they don't really have a problem with Roe v. Wade. They just want us to be in a position where we're supporting them and we're not doing it. What's up, Kid Gravity? Hop on, brother.
Good evening, brother. Good evening to the room.
How you doing, family?
I'm good. I'm good. Honestly, I really don't care about this abortion thing right now because I just feel like it's just a bunch of women saying that they can't be promiscuous, and they're just mad that a bunch of conservatives say, "Nah, you gotta slow your roll." So, me personally, I'm more worried about Biden with rolling back this with the cops saying they don't have to read you your rights; they can just arrest you, just cause. So, I'm more worried about that. So, y'all can go out there and scream and moan about, "Hey, I can't use a clothes hanger to do what I got to do." I'm worried about if I'm gonna walk out my door and 6 cops gonna tell me, "Hey, your tires are a bit low. Yeah, give me your license." They try to arrest me for something. So that's what I'm caring about, and I'll be out on that.
Man, much respect to you, brother. Let's get man of action in here. Man of action. Then I'm gonna get you next, Karen. Man of action.
How's it going, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, man? Look, my name's Alex. I was born in this country, but my family fled communist Cuba to get here. All we've done all our lives is mind our own business, keep our head down, do what we got to do to make that paper and make our lives for ourselves. We've never waited for anybody to say you can or can't do nothing. And we've just really stayed out of politics our whole lives because of the communists that we fled. You know, we just don't trust politicians. But now we're starting to see that we got to speak up because the same shit that happened in Cuba, we're seeing this happening here. And we got to stand up to it.
Now, what's interesting, your profile says you're conservative. So you're a conservative, right?
Yeah, the vast majority of us are conservative. I mean, we're religious people. We stand for family. The man's job is to support the family, protect the family. So by nature, we're conservative. My wife's family fled communist China, came to the States, same thing. We do what we got to do to take care of our family. So by nature, we're conservative. We see what socialism leads to. Everything that everybody's seeing now. Oh, everybody got used to getting the COVID checks and staying home and whatnot. We've already lived through it. We already know where it goes to, and we're not with it, man.
Right. And now, and you supported DeSantis, Ron DeSantis, and all those people in Florida, right?
Really, to be honest, like I said, we stay out of politics. So it wasn't until recently that I even found out what Ron DeSantis was about. You know, the whole, what they say, the don't say gay bill and whatnot. And when you really look into it, on the face of it, look, my mom's lesbian, my uncle's gay. I was raised in Miami around a whole lot of gay and lesbian people. But my values, my core values is, look, this is America. It's a free country. You're going to do whatever you want to do. And that's fine. We'll all get along. We'll all party. We'll all drink together. It's all good. But don't impose that on my kids. I don't want my kids going to school and being taught something that I'm not cool with.
Right. Now, let's be clear. Down there in Florida, in Miami in particular, a lot of your Cuban brethren, they were major, major, major Trump supporters. They really, really supported Trump heavy. Those Cubans helped get Trump over the hump down there.
Man, there was tens of thousands of us out there, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Now, you guys, what's interesting, you're immigrants, but you support policies that's anti-immigration.
That's
How does your family back home feel about that?
I'll tell you what, those of us that are here, that are working, that made something of ourselves, my grandparents came here with nothing but the clothes off their back. You know what I'm saying? They worked, they supported their family, and they supported us until we were able to make our own due. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to something like that, it, it, it doesn't matter what anybody else is about, as long as we take care of ourselves.
Right. All right, man. Thank you so much, brother.
No
Thank you.
problem, man.
Now, family, I was talking about this on my broadcast, I think yesterday. Remember? I was talking about how the Democrats, their little trick bag of trying to allow these non-FBA immigrants to come over here keeps working against them. It keeps backfiring on them. These non-FBA immigrants come over here, particularly the Hispanic ones and the Asian ones. Like he said, his wife is Asian. They come over here off Democratic policies. It's the Democrats who's opening up all of these immigration laws and policies and these dreamer programs that, use the back and the fighting of foundational Black Americans to facilitate these other non-FBA groups who come over here. And the minute they get here, they start voting for the first white supremacists they can find. They find the first conservative that they can find. They start voting Republican the minute they dry their shoes off. And that keeps shooting the Democrats in the foot. They keep shooting themselves in the foot because we are, Black people, foundational Black Americans, we are a political base that's a force to be reckoned with. We are the only base that vote as a large block. We vote very consistently as a large block, and without us, they are struggling. We better be very understanding about what our role is in this thing. If we don't support a lot of the stuff they do, it ain't gonna get down, man. We better understand that. Karen, hop on, dear.
Hey there. So I listen to you quite a bit. And as
Yes. Mm-hmm.
a woman who is blessed to be Black, it is very disheartening to hear conversations about Democrats, Republicans, and what a woman can and cannot do with her body. I feel like anyone who cannot physically produce a baby should not be part of the conversation. I don't care if it is his seed, because having a baby can be life or death for a woman. It should be an individual woman's choice. Get out of a woman's womb. Do not make this a Democrat or a Republican or a libertarian, because none, and I repeat, none of these political organizations have anyone of color's best interest at heart. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I vote based off of policies, so I have to actually read what's happening every time we vote.
So you don't believe? Let's be clear. So you don't believe somebody can tell you whether or not you can or cannot have a baby?
No, there. Women will be put in positions at times in their lives where they will make a different decision every time.
Okay, so why do they have to impose that on men? There are men who don't have a choice whether or not that he can have a baby, and if a guy's not ready, his wages still get garnished. So why is it good for the men but not for the women?
Men know how to make a baby.
And
Anytime
women
they
do
have
too.
sex, if they don't
And
want to
women
have
do too.
sex, then they need to wear a condom.
And women do too.
Women sometimes don't physically have the ability to make a man put a condom on.
But you have the
So
physical
men
ability to
should
take
not
all
even
of
be a
the,
part
but
of this discussion.
but you're not going to talk over me, ma'am. But you have the physical ability to use the 20 something forms of birth control that's out there. There's a lot of birth control out there, and you can take one of them. So what's good for the man should be good for the woman, right? Turn your microphone on, ma'am.
Not every woman can use every type of birth control out there. I mean,
There's so many. There's too many for them to say, well, this is going to mess my body up. There's something that's going to be comparative or compatible with your body, ma'am.
not always. It's
It
not.
will
I
be.
mean,
Yeah,
it
something is.
no. I think men should not be a part of this conversation. They can't give
No,
birth. They
because
have to walk away.
no, because men are a part of the conversation. If you choose to have a baby and he don't want one, then all of a sudden he's a part of the conversation. He's forced to take care of it. He's forced to have his wages garnished. he's forced to have his life changed if he didn't plan on having a baby. It's all about what he should have known. Well, that should go for you too. You should have known too, right?
Look, the statistics on men actually following through on their responsibilities, no matter of what race, just the male species, is not good. So men should not be a part of the conversation.
No,
The
it don't work
woman
like that,
should be
sweetie.
able to.
No. We don't do that. Life doesn't work like that. Yeah, it don't. You're not a part of the conversation, but you're going to be responsible. By definition, we're forced to be a part of the conversation. Okay, so yes, if our wages are being garnished, if we don't want to have a kid, and even if it ain't our kid, let's be clear. There's situations with men, even if it's not our child, we're forced to pay child support if it's assumed that the child was ours and we haven't disproved it at a certain amount of time. So, yes, we should be a part of the conversation, ma'am. We don't do those
90,
double standards.
90% of the child support that is ordered by the court is not enough to take care of a child.
That's why people need to be more selective about who they're
Even
laying up
less,
with.
that's a very true statement. A very true statement. Why I never had those issues because
Okay,
not
that's why
happening,
men and women,
not
we got
happening
to
in my
start
world.
being more selective about who we are laying up with, men and women. So I don't mind this right now. We need a reset button. We have to start being selective about who we lay up with. This old janky plantation, funky sexual culture that we've allowed these people to place in our community has to go. So now we got to start being more responsible with who you knock up and who you get knocked up by. And I have no problem with it right now, ma'am.
Well, America has shown that this experiment has failed, and this is just the nail in the coffin.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, dear. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to play that talk about the man ain't a part of the conversation and somebody can just show up and say, hey, by the way, I got knocked up and I don't give a damn how you feel about it. We're going to get the garnishing those checks in about 9 months. So, yeah, we are a part of the conversation. We are 100% a part of the conversation. Now, we're not going to play that double standard game. No. We're going to keep it real here. These white feminists then came in and talk all that junk and gave y'all these talking points, and these things work against us as a whole group. We got to get some straightening here. Let me get some folks in here. Let's get Harriet Tubman's pistol in here. Harriet Tubman's pistol, hop on. Harriet Tubman's pistol, hop on here.
Peace, power, reparations, family. How your family doing?
Man, we're good, man. How you doing, brother?
You know I'm doing good. Handling my business and
Yeah.
advocating for my people relentlessly. And that brings me to my
Yeah.
point. If they really cared about us, they would do something to decrease the mortality rate of our FBA sisters. But no, y'all not
Yes.
gonna do nothing about it. That y'all gonna tell her to kill her baby and not get reparations. We not going
Right.
with y'all. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Reparations, separations, and deportations. We love y'all,
Yes.
black women.
Much respect. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Let's be very clear. Because I wasn't getting on that sisters case. I love sisters. I'm rocking with sisters. I want sisters and brothers. I want us all to be responsible out here. And we start moving as a productive family. We've let the dominant society come in and infuse us with a lot of gutter nonsense that's plantation based, where we just do anything. Having babies willy nilly, get knocked up willy nilly by any and everybody, dudes knocking up who and whoever. And then the kids are out here just raggedy as hell. Don't nobody know what to do. Man, let's get some straightening here. Now we are going to be selective about who we are hooking up with. We got to be responsible. We got to look at our children as investments. We got to look at our children as investments. And we got to start doing things with some order in it. We got to stop this clown show that the Democrats are promoting within our culture. A lot of this stuff that's promoted to us comes from outside influences. We got to stop the clown show, man. And we got to get some straightening as far as our culture and stop letting people infuse garbage and trash within our culture and trash behavior. We got to be responsible here. We didn't see a lot of the gutter culture happening within our society until after the 1960s. remember before the abortion thing, before Roe v. Wade, people were somewhat selective about who they would hook up with to a certain degree. We still have a few raggedy things going on, but for the most part, people knew, hey, this is a big responsibility. We just can't get knocked up by everybody because who's going to take care of these kids? We're already dealing with Jim Crow or whatever, so people were way more selective about who they hooked up with. They were getting married more. There was more of a community thing because you didn't have the county, you didn't have WIC and Section 8 and all that stuff to supplement these janky ass decisions. You didn't have nothing to supplement that. You understand? That was looked down upon. Remember, man, in the civil rights movement, before Rosa Parks, they were going to do the bus boycott, and they were already planning to do the bus boycott, but they had another sister who was going to do what Rosa Parks did. They had another sister who was planning on helping to launch the bus boycott. I can't think of the sister's name, but they decided to not use her because she had a baby at a very young age. And that was, at the time, in Black society, that was looked down upon. That wasn't a good representation of Black society. So they chose Rosa Parks instead, because Rosa Parks, clean as a whistle, very good, wholesome sister. So she has been a great representative and icon and symbol of the civil rights movement, even to this day. There was nothing that they can use to throw dirt on her. You understand? So that we knew how to select certain people to be great representatives for the community because we understood how that would be iconic and that iconic image would last for decades to come. Now, we've made it because of white supremacist society and the white feminist movement, which was a CIA movement. People sit around here and brag about being single mothers and single parents. They brag like that's a damn badge of honor now. That's not a badge of honor. We got to stop that. We got to start getting the family thing in order. We got to get the family thing in order, family. That's what it is. We got to think family. We got to do things as a family. Let me get some more people in here. I'm not going to be on here too long. Let's get some more sisters in here. Let's get Andrea. Let's get Andrea in here. Let me have some of the sisters chime in. A lot of sisters on here. What's up? Andrea, hop on, dear. Andrea, hop on. All right. Andrea, can you hear us? Andrea, can you hear us? Okay. Andrea's having problems with her iPhone 1. Let's get Fanatic, Mr. Fanatic in here. Fanatic, hop on, brother. All right. Fanatic, turn your microphone on, bro. All right. While we're waiting on Fanatic, let's get MF Kush something. What's up, brother? MF, hop on.
I'm here.
Okay, what's going on with you?
Good. How are you, Tariq?
I'm good. How are you? Where you from, dear?
I'm from Indiana.
There you go. What's on your mind?
Oh man, like okay, honestly, it kind of pisses me off because I remember specifically Margaret Sanger, intentionally invented Planned Parenthood and intentionally put those abortion clinics in the urban areas. That's a real problem. Strategically, you put those abortion clinics in those urban areas, and then you have the audacity in the predominantly white areas or the upper class areas to have these fertility clinics. If that's not an intentional, if that wasn't like an intentional sign, I don't know what else to tell people. They were legitly at some point in time pushing for Black women to abort their babies. And if I have it correctly, the number was 26 million babies, Black babies that were aborted. Correct?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Let me get some more people in here. What's up, Fanatic? What's up, brother? I'm good.
Abortion has been aimed specifically at Black people. We disproportionately.
Okay. Right. 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 But when I say abortion is not an issue with black people, meaning the support of abortion is not an issue. Us, them going around saying how we need to get abortion and it's a black issue because you need it, you need it. No, we don't. No, 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 because we have enough of it. So I'm actually agreeing with you on that, brother. I'm saying from the Democrats' perspective, that's not our thing. No, that's not a positive for us. And that's what the Democrats are doing now. They're trying to flip it to make it seem like we should support abortion because it's a black issue that's going to help us in a positive way. So it's not going to help us in a positive way. So I'm in agreement with you, brother. Mr. What's your name? Mr. Puddleton?
No. My name is Azizi. Thank you for letting me speak, man. I really just hopped on here to see. We're talking about just making it a black problem. I'm not sure why they're targeting the black community to what enhance the votes or to move the movement forward. I'm confused.
Yeah, oh yeah, that well one thing with the abortion thing, they want to wipe us, tear our numbers down, and also they need this as a political football to toss at us so we can go and run with it. That's the most important thing because now in the midterms, the Democrats saw that they were struggling with black folks. We want something tangible. They keep trying to con us into not giving us anything. So right here, this was something that fell in their lap. They're like, oh, great. We can use this as a political football and try to rally black people around this because they see our numbers as far as supporting the Democrats and voting are down. The Democrats are struggling. So they're going to use this as something to rally black people around. And we're not going for it, ladies and gentlemen. Gabriel, hop on, brother.
How you doing, Tariq? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you, bro?
I'm good. And my whole position on Roe v. Wade, like, I don't believe it's a Democrat, Republican, independent, black, white issue. I just believe that a woman, I believe what you're saying when talking about how we need to check ourselves, how women and men need to check ourselves, who they're sleeping with, family is important. I understand that. But for me, I'm all about options and I'm just not comfortable with taking away that choice away from women. And that's where I stand on the matter.
Right, right. Well, the thing is, man, the choice is already taken from men. Men just get a letter saying, "Hey, you about to be a father," whether you like it or not. So the choice is already made for us. So people
You're
can't
and
really
I
can't.
and also have to like push back on the earlier guest you had over talking about how Joe Biden Democrats they like wanted this to happen. I just like I understand the Democratic Party deserve a lot of criticism, but I can't believe that you agreed with saying like they wanted this to happen so they could use this as a hot button issue in the midterms. I don't think you can make that argument.
I can't.
I don't see that. You
Well,
can?
I can say that because Joe Biden sounds just like a damn right winger when it comes to the white replacement thing. He was the one. Joe Biden was talking about how white numbers are dwindling and what we got to do about white numbers, and we got to support Hispanics. That was Joe Biden out of his own mouth saying that. He was sounding like a conservative saying that.
He
Joe
was
Biden.
like I wouldn't say he was saying that white being a minority is a bad thing. I'm just saying he's part of that whole people of color coalition. Like I'm not
No,
I
it's not.
understand
No,
your
no,
agree.
no, no,
He
no. Wait. Whoa! You say he don't. He did say it like it was a bad thing. What are you saying?
he's saying that his whole point in that whole Zoom meeting was like I'm talking about his broad like what he was saying in general. He was saying that people of color need to unite together
No,
because
it's
like
no,
white people. I mean, you
brother.
must have a different assessment. I was on the same Zoom, not on the same Zoom call, but I watched the whole thing. So,
I saw it too,
I'm
brother. And brother. Because what you're doing is trying to have selective vision. You're Haitian, aren't you?
yes, very
Uh,
proud.
that's why you're co-signing and trying to splain for Biden. All right. We're as foundational
I
Black
mean,
Americans. We're not playing that game with him. We hear what he say and we take what he say as face value.
I
And
mean,
But you're co-signing Biden because their policies that benefit you, those immigration policies benefit you as an immigrant. So
Why do
yeah,
you try to scapegoat? Why do you try to use me as a Haitian immigrant as detrimental when foundational black, quote unquote, foundational black Americans is the reason why Joe Biden is in office? Y'all
not
supported him more than
well,
Haitians, at bigger numbers than Haitians and any black
a,
immigrants.
a,
So
a
I don't know
lot
what
of
you're talking about.
a lot of old Sambos did, who we've called out, and also they
Young black
finessed that.
people supported him too. Black people at
They
all ages who are
they
foundational black Americans
finessed that.
supported Joe Biden.
Hold on, brother. They finessed that damn election, dude. They finessed the hell out that
How they
election
finesse? How they finesse it?
with voter fraud.
So you're part of that big lie with Trump and
I'm
everything.
all in with
Come
that.
on, man. Come
Uh-huh.
on. You better
Black
than that. You
people in
supposed
large
you
numbers didn't.
you
Black people, you're not gonna talk over me, brother. Slow your ass down. Black people weren't supporting no damn Joe Biden like that, bro. I'm a foundational black American. I don't know nobody in the streets, in the hood, young folks who was out there supporting no damn Joe Biden, dude. Stop it. Stop it. That was a finesse, and they know it was a finesse. That's why their numbers are so low now, and they're struggling. They can't pull that finesse over it again.
I'm from Atlanta, and those lines were huge, full of black people supporting Joe Biden.
Man,
You saw that South Carolina primary. Those lines were
dude.
huge for Joe.
No, man, it was a bunch of old Negroes, and they had to go out there and serve food for them to come out. So stop it, brother. You ain't fooling nobody. They had to serve catfish nuggets to get people to come out. They can't keep serving catfish nuggets to homeless and old Negroes now. That ain't gonna work. If they got to do these little con games, and they
Yeah,
had people, they were finessing with those votes,
bro,
man. That was a big.
he's in office because of black people in Milwaukee, Philly, Detroit, and Atlanta, bro. Come
Stop
on,
it.
you gotta own
Stop.
that.
Uh,
Y'all gotta own. Y'all can't stop blaming us immigrants. Y'all gotta own that.
Sir, we know that. We know that there's some old, dusty plantation Negroes that will sit up here and support that Biden, and that's why we're calling them out, and that's why that ain't working no more.
It was just as much 90% of young black
No,
people
it wasn't.
voted for Joe Biden.
No, it wasn't. Then why
So now you're
Biden?
denying
Then
statistics
why are Biden's numbers in the tank all of a sudden? Why is his numbers so
because
bad now?
can I answer that?
Uh huh.
Because he was dealt with crises that were put on his desk. And let me explain. When Joe Biden first started his administration,
Oh Lord.
you saw all the black people talking about, oh, money bag Joe, oh yeah, we getting stimmies, we getting this. But until that started to wane, people started like, oh yeah, like they started not feel Biden no more. But that's like every president. Every president approval ratings were down. Bush approval rating was down at one point.
Boy, if you don't hold
Obama's,
on, I
Reagan,
gotta get. I'm gonna
Clinton.
get brother. You explaining? Let me get my brother Marcel
I
on here. Just stay on the phone. Let me get Marcel on here. Let me get
Can you run
Marcel
again?
on here. Hold on,
Okay.
stay, brother Marcel. Brother Marcel. I see Marcel got the Mike.
Want to say, but I know you like to keep it short, so I'm going to try to. One, abortion is definitely not a black issue in the sense that we should support it. It's killed over 20 million black babies, and with those 20 million black babies gone, that has diluted our political power. Yet at the same time, the same country is incentivizing illegal immigrants to have children so they can use that sorry, tired excuse about, well, your children are Americans, so we can't separate Americans
Right.
from their children. Second of all, I get sick and tired of some of these black immigrants coming in here saying they support black abortion, which has been black genocide, when it's not even allowed in your country. I had a
Real
Nigerian,
talk.
excuse me, Gabriel, I'm talking. I had a Nigerian all up talking about he wants Clarence Thomas to be lynched by the Klan. I said, since you such a damn revolutionary, take that revolutionary energy back to Nigeria where they don't allow abortion at all. And I say to Gabriel, since you're so concerned about abortion, you can go to Haiti where abortions are illegal. Take that energy there. Don't come up in America trying to get black American babies killed when you know black Americans have historically loved children and loved our large families. Last but not least, Joe Biden ain't inherit no crises. The only thing that inherited a crisis was America inheriting that segregationist, mosquito-faced, senile bastard as our president. He's been in Congress for 40 years. And black Americans have seen our land going down, our wealth going down, our home ownership going down, less than our parents who went through Jim Crow. So don't come up here making excuses for him. If you're going to be a lawyer, know your data better than that. And by the way, I am here in South Carolina. Bernie Sanders actually did quite well with black South Carolinians under the age of 55. So it was the older people. And last but not least, the data shows, survey shows that most people who voted for Biden voted against Trump. not necessarily for Biden. It was more of a vote against Trump. So don't come here trying to spin something, spinner.
You came out here so hostile, but can I respond to that?
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Tariq said earlier in this, I guess we call it space. He said earlier that black people have a very large, powerful voter block. He said that about foundational black Americans.
Right.
We've had Roe v. Wade's been around for 50 years. And how can you say abortion has been black genocide, but on the flip side say, oh, black people hold one of the biggest voting block, they're more powerful when it comes to voting in numbers. And you are right. You're correct in your assessment. That's why I said black people did swing the election for Joe Biden. And yes, it wasn't against Donald Trump, a lot of it. But it would have been for any Democrat. It would have been for any Democratic, no matter who it was. So
no, they scared us with racism. They were scaring black folks, talking about, oh, you got to vote against white supremacy. And they did that con game.
I mean, I understand that though, but I just hated how you used me, who's an immigrant, saying, "Oh, all we do is gonna do is spin for the Democratic Party," when it is in fact foundation. But that's what foundational black Americans do more than us, though. That's my point.
But the thing is, man, a lot of our people, black folks, are scared, especially the older Negroes. They scare them, and we tell them you have nothing to be scared of. And also, again, I think they finessed in this last election as well. That's why nobody's supporting Biden like that. As far as black folks, aren't supporting Biden right now.
I'm disagreeing.
And the only people now who we see supporting Biden who are black LGBT and black immigrants like yourself, because y'all have no problem with those policies undermining us and wiping us out, because
there are plenty FBAs. That's plenty what term you use? Foundational black Americans who still support Biden just as much as black immigrants.
No, man, not really. You don't have any. You don't have no FBA supporting Biden like that right now, man.
I mean, in your echo chamber, maybe, but I see that all the time,
Biden, brother. Huh? Why would any FBA support Biden? I'm telling you,
Joe Biden's approval rating is low across the board, and there are reasons for that. Reasons that are out of his control. There are reasons out of his control, like that any president will go to. Any president's approval ratings will be low.
Why are you supporting him still? Why are you immigrants still supporting him?
I'm not supporting Joe Biden himself. I have
the Democratic Party.
I have, because I know I have two options. It's a binary option in this country. No matter what you say, it is a binary option.
That's plebiscite.
Over the last one.
That's plebiscite babble. Okay, you're getting into plebiscite babble. All right. Whenever people ask you guys, why are you supporting Biden and the Democrats? It gets into plebiscite babble, which proves our point. Well, it's the binary of the principles of the binary partisanship, man. I don't want to hear plebiscite babble. Plebiscite babble proves our point, sir. You can't give a layman's reason why you're supporting Biden or the Democrats right now. It always gives, well, let me explain why. See, well, the principles of the constitutional ratifications.
Can I shorten it?
Give me in layman's terms, without plebiscite babble.
Okay.
A logical reason to support Biden or the Democrats right now as a black person.
His policies are good for the country.
How so?
If you want to simple. How so? Well, I believe the American Rescue Plan last year was the biggest, one of the most expensive things the federal government has done in 60 years.
How so?
And I believe it because it put money in people's pockets. It put money in small businesses. It put money, especially down here in Georgia. Agriculture is a big part of our economy. It brought millions of dollars to black farmers who've never seen it before in their lifetimes. So I believe that's
black farmers. No. But it brought money to Asian farmers, Hispanic farmers, and everybody. It wasn't just black people. It didn't close the wealth gap. Let's stop that thing where they give something to everybody and then y'all point out, well, black folks got it too. That doesn't close the wealth gap, sir.
Well, I'm talking about in that specific situation. It was just for
okay. That's
because I'm from Georgia, so I would know that. But I'm saying though,
all lives matter policy, sir. They gave money to everybody. That wasn't specific to black people.
You can't address. My point is, you can't address everything with one bill. If Joe Biden, all the things that Joe Biden want to do that's tangible, that would just be for black people. He does not have the numbers for that in Congress, and you know that.
How come they got the numbers to do it for Hispanics and Asians?
Okay, then go talk to the Republican Party who supported that too. You got to go talk to them too. So don't
I'm
just put it on
talking
the Democrats' desk.
no. Don't deflect. I'm talking about you and Biden. You're a Biden supporter. Biden signed that. Didn't no Republican sign that? Biden signed
It
that.
passed the Asian bill you're talking about passed 96 votes in the Senate.
But Biden signed it though.
Because they had congressional support. The things that he wants to get done for black people, all the things he's done for HBCUs and all of that, Republicans does not support. He does not have the numbers for that in Congress. You got to acknowledge that and just can't say just blame Biden and the Democrats. Oh, they're not doing.
But Biden
The
can do
numbers are not there.
no. Biden can do executive orders. What you mean the numbers are not there?
I thought you are for tangible policies. Why
Right.
do an executive order that's just going to be replaced? That's just going to be, if a Republican wins, that could just be overturned. Why
All
just
right.
do that? I want tangible policies, don't you?
Well, how come he just won't do an executive order like he does for other people?
He just did an executive order on police reform. That ain't gonna do nothing. It's an executive order. We need legislate for things that help black people. You need Congress. You need Congress. Okay,
Police reform. He was to give them more money. That was the reform, to give them more money so they can not be racist. What the hell is that?
that's a political thing. I can defend that, but that's a political thing.
I know you can't. If you can't defend none of it, brother.
But I'm objective about situations. I'm not just gonna be heavy Biden. I'm objective about things. I'm not just gonna be Biden everything. I'm gonna just see and choose. That's why I support the
Because you're a non-FBA immigrant. So these policies that Biden has works for you.
That point.
You like these policies. It don't work for a foundational Black American, but those policies work for you as an immigrant, sir. That's why we delineate ourselves from other groups. That's why you can't speak for foundational Black Americans, sir, as an immigrant, because you don't have the same interests that we have. Do you understand that, sir?
That point is null and void when
it's not null and void, sir. That's
because you guys support Joe Biden in the same.
That's why, sir, you can't speak on FBA issues because you don't look out for our best interests, because your interests are being satisfied with the policies that they have. That's why y'all can't be representatives of foundational Black Americans and what we're supposed to get. Family, this is why we always have to question these people who are non-FBA folks, who get in these positions in the CDC, the Congressional Black Caucus, the CBC, I'm sorry, and all of these other positions who are non-FBA, who's supposed to represent our interests. That's why we don't never get anything, family, right here. They know to put people in certain positions who think like this, who are non-FBA, who's going to come in and tether as us to ultimately undermine us getting something. And their job is to stand up there in front of us and explain why we ain't getting nothing. That's not good enough, sir.
But you are like, you are like me being a Haitian immigrant, or me being a child because I was born here. Me being a child of Haitian immigrants.
Still an immigrant. Don't start all that stuff. You're still an immigrant.
We both have citizenship now. Come on now.
But I'm a foundational Black American, and I can't get.
In your Constitution, it says if I'm born here, I'm a natural born citizen. In your Constitution,
and that Constitution was something that foundational Black Americans fought for. That.
Okay, but we're going down a rabbit hole. You're using this.
That is a rabbit hole. That was foundational Black Americans fighting for that 14th Amendment clause. All right, let's be very clear. You wouldn't be here if foundational Black Americans didn't put their lives on the line to get that clause to say that anybody born here is a citizen. All right.
You don't think I acknowledge that? You don't think I acknowledge that? You think I just ignore and just say like, oh yeah, ignore the Black people that came before?
No, because we're different. I'm a foundational Black American. I'm not just a citizen. My family built this country, so we have a different relationship to the soil here. All right, let's be very clear. We're not the same. Let's get off that. Because if I go to Haiti, they let me know I'm not the same. And I love Haiti. I did a movie about Haiti. They show my movie in Haiti.
Haiti's awesome.
They show my movie in schools out there, but I don't go out there to try to impose myself on their politics, telling them what's good for them and what's not good for them. That's where you overstep your boundaries, sir.
Overstep my boundaries by talking about politics that affect me?
Because you're not a foundational Black American.
But I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to divide the two. I'm saying immigrants that you want passed for foundational Black Americans, I was giving context on why they're not doing it instead of just blaming, oh, it's Biden, oh, it's the Democrats. But I mean, if Biden, you act like
I'm a citizen like you, so I can speak on this. No, the hell you can't. No, you cannot. This is not a conversation for you to speak on as an authoritative person to chime in on.
You just got on. You just got on a girl. Girl, I think her name was Karen. You just got on her for saying, "Oh, man can't be part of conversations when it has every." But you made an argument saying, "Oh, abortion does affect men in every way. Babies affect men in every way."
Can still be on the hook even if you didn't knock the person up. All right, but you're talking apples and oranges, sir. All
I
right.
mean, you do the same thing every space. Like when somebody who's not a quote unquote FBA, somebody who's not that, and he makes a valid argument, do you go back to the immigration argument to follow back?
But your
Oh, nah, he's
argument
not one
wasn't
of
valid.
us.
Your argument wasn't
But
valid.
just because I'm not 100% lockstep in what you believe in, you think because my opinion is invalid because my parents were from Haiti, and that makes no
Because it
sense.
wasn't valid, and we see why it's not valid, because you already
No, I
have a.
gave you valid points. You couldn't respond. You just
It wasn't valid. You started plebiscite babbling, sir, and we saw why. And again, I've always said this: the only people who support Biden and the Democrats now who are black LGBT and black immigrants, and you prove my point, sir. And plebiscite babbling doesn't negate that point, sir. Now I'll let you have the last word because I don't want to talk in plebiscite circles. Yeah, go ahead.
right. You're right. And like I said, I'm gonna go to address back to what we was talking about before. I do believe in family. I do believe people should be careful who they sleep with. But I just believe, like I don't know what every woman is going to, so I can't get away with their choice. And that's about all I got to say. And yeah, but good discussion though.
There you go. Now, brother, have you been back home to help your homeland? That's the question, because y'all have a lot to say about stuff over here. What are you doing to help the good people over there
My
in Haiti?
my family, we give a lot of money and resources and donations to Haiti. My grandmother, she has an orphanage down there. She goes down there plenty. I do a lot to help them. We do a lot of mission trips down there. We do a lot to help Haiti, especially after when like earthquake 10 years ago, hurricanes like 5 years ago. But like every time, like a lot of our family, we send a lot of money back like every month. So we do a lot to help our country. We love our country, of course. We can't forget about that.
Have you seen 1804? You seen my movie?
Yes, I've seen every single four.
There you go, my man. All right, man. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Gabriel. I
All right,
appreciate
you
you.
too. Have a good day, Tariq.
All right. Yeah, again, whenever you see black people, and I've said this a million times, any black person supporting the Democrats and Biden now, it's always somebody who's not FBA. So yeah, you're getting your immigration needs taken care of. So yeah, you can't speak on us, man. No, you cannot. You cannot speak on us because we have different interests. Our thing, we're trying to get reparations. You're not even qualified to get reparations. So of course, you're going to speak in favor of a damn Biden people who are playing games with our money because there's policies that you can get resources from now as an immigrant. So we got to watch that. This is why we got to watch people who come in our circles. We got to really watch people who come in our circles, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of folks in here. We got 1,600 people in here. We're in here heavy right now. All right, let me get some more folks in here. Shout out to the family. By the way, family, you see in the Jumbotron? In the Jumbotron, we have a link to the Kickstarter. We need everybody to please contribute to the film American Maroon. We only have 26 hours to go to reach the goal. We have 26 hours to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 60% of our goal. We need the black family to get involved. Click the link above. If everybody in here now gives $10, we'll get to the goal that we need to reach, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get right there to the goal we need to get to. While I'm speaking, everybody please hit the link above in the Jumbotron for the Kickstarter. Let me get a couple of more people in here because there are a lot of people in here right now. A lot of people in here. I see my sister Jade in here. A lot of folks in here. Man, there's a lot of folks in here. Let's get U.S. Freedman, brother. Let's get him in here. The U.S. Freedman, concerned Black American citizen.
Hey, Kai, Hashi Squirrel Low up, Rust. I a ready sussy tut red eye bubby. I wanted to say,
Yeah. I should spell hello to you, sis. Go ahead.
thank you, and congratulations on the new baby. I do want to bring us back to some accountability. and women's accountability is a thing. And just to put my own business out here, I am the product of holes placed in a rubber. So men do definitely have a place in the discussion, and I've seen it on both sides. I've seen men's lives ruined over child support, so much so that it undermines their ability to get future employment. I wanted to speak to the young man and just say that we did have the highest number of Black American registered voters in the last election, but only a third of us vote. So just like you said, the Black voter right now is not FBA primarily. We don't vote for Biden. I definitely didn't vote for Biden. I am afraid that we are going to be manipulated into being the cheerleaders, and we definitely have to push back against that. But there is a place for accountability for women, and if we're honest, I think this is a good thing for our community. By default, pro-choice, but definitely not cheerleaders for abortion. It's not meant for us. If they really cared about us, they'd have organic foods and clinics instead of Planned Parenthood chop shops on every corner. So
real talk. Real talk.
But thank you
Real
so
talk.
much. I
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it. All right, let's get my sister Jade on here. Jade, hop on, beloved.
Peace. Thanks for having me on, brother. I abortion is a topic that I always hate talking about. Like, the fact that folks have gotten so comfortable with just discussing the idea of killing children in the womb just really disgusts me. But I have a few concerns. One, we're seeing calls to action. A lot of these liberal think tanks and organizations are raising money. And so we're going to see an influx in abortion tourism to liberal states and liberal cities. So that's something that we should be mindful of. The other thing I wanted to say is there are a lot of corporations, right? Netflix, Apple, this one, that one, that are pledging millions of dollars, not to foundational Black Americans for our reparations, but to kill children in the womb. Who said that I will want any of my subscription money or any of the monies that I pay to go and support abortion? Just when I was teaching, I didn't want my money going into my pension, going to support prisons. Consumers should have a choice, not to have our money go to support the killing of the unborn. And the final thing I'll leave you with, Brother Flex, this is a question for you. There's a lot of talk right now about vasectomies, right? So now you're seeing like a lot of these liberal freaks and LGBTQIA people and liberals encouraging vasectomies or saying that if women don't have the right to abort, then men should be forced to get vasectomies. Where do you see this vasectomy conversation going, and what should we be mindful of as foundational Black Americans? Thank you.
Great question. Thank you so much, beloved. Let me answer that. Yeah, family, I've been noticing that even in some of the comment sections, people are like, yeah, you up here talking against vasectomies, man. I don't like that. So now what we're seeing, the white liberals are going to start targeting our reproduction. They're going to start with this, not just vasectomies, but these forced castration talks now. They were doing that big in the 60s. That was something that they were doing in the 60s, where they were talking about Black men should be, if they commit certain crimes, they should be chemically castrated. That was something real big in the 60s for a minute on the low. Now, when they get to that vasectomy talk, hey, watch that, because that vasectomy talk is going to morph into castration talk. All right. Now we're getting right back into the buck breaking. So we better watch all the words, because we see how hostile they are, the white LGBT and the white liberals, how they are hostile towards Black men because of this abortion thing. They wanted to blame Clarence Thomas, and they're yelling the N-word left and right. So now they'll take their hostilities out on us, because see, they're upset with Black society. They don't like Black women. Let's be clear. They hold their nose and sit up and say, we got to look out for Black women. They can't stand Black women. They were the ones who put the abortion clinics in Black neighborhoods to kill Black women off. That's why these white feminists, they love Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger wanted to kill Black women off. They wanted to create a genocidal technique to get rid of Black women. These are their words. They were very open about this. And these white feminists love Margaret Sanger. Remember, Hillary Clinton, her hero was Margaret Sanger. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't give a damn about neither one of us. And they're hostile towards us because many of them feel that this Roe versus Wade got reversed because Black people were not supportive enough. See, they need us to support a lot of their policies in order for it to have legs. They need us to be the foundation of many of these policies. And if we're not, these policies fall by the wayside. You dig? That's why us standing our ground on this reparation thing, they're getting a little wheezy about that because we're not wavering on that. They're going to have to eventually pay up, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they keep trying to redefine what reparations is and play these little games and try to have tethers come into our reparations conversation because they know eventually they're going to have to pay up. This is why we're starting to see a lot of $5 FBAs pop up. So when we focus on something as a group, we can get it done, family. When the Foundation of Black Americans get focused and when we get codified and we start moving as a group under the code, we are unstoppable, and they know this. So we got to stay on code. We got to watch out for people who try to come into our conversations who are non-FBA to try to undermine us. We got to watch out for the tethers. We got to watch out for the Rachel Dolezals out here. We better be extremely codified, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm about to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, family, I need everybody to hit that Kickstarter link. We only have a few hours left, ladies and gentlemen, to reach the goal, and we can do it. We can definitely do it, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody, please click that Kickstarter link and contribute to the funding of the new movie, American Maroon. Very important film, family. Our propaganda films, which is what it is. Our media is a form of propaganda. That's a positive form of propaganda. We have to put out the images that our people need to see in order to keep them on code, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to have our community supporting these projects, because we get negative propaganda against us 24 hours a day. We have to have something to counter it. We can't keep complaining about BET. We can't keep complaining about all of these agendas that we see in Disney shows and Netflix if we don't support the counter propaganda. We have to actively support the counter propaganda, and that's what we need the family to do with this new project that we have, American Maroon. Everybody, please go to the Kickstarter link right there above and contribute to it today, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody tuning in.